Are you from the trenches?
Am I from the trenches?
You gotta think.
What the hell? Why you gotta
Because
think?
it's a yes or no question, y'all.
Yeah, it's a yes
My
or no.
life is difficult.
Okay, talk to me. Tell me about how. Tell me why it's difficult.
Alright, so I was raised with my grandma. I lived with my grandma. She had a great house, but in a bad area.
That boy trying to manipulate the line at the test.
If anybody knows Terra Boulevard, Flint River,
Okay.
Clayco, that's where I'm from.
Homeschool would be better because you can't. No, what are you saying? No, this is beneficial for me. I can work whenever I want to and then get right in the studio.
King can talk people into being homeschooled. Everybody, he's very convincing. And I applaud him from that. It just, he can't convince me.
I had homeschool too. I mean, I get it.
You had a record deal and you had a hit record.
But how you know I won't get one?
You ain't put in enough work yet.
I need my career to start now because if it don't start now, then I'm gonna be rushing to get it later.
You don't say when it's time for your career to start.
Baby. No,
You ain't put in the work.
You don't know.
You a child.
But there's childs out there making more money than me.
Children, see, that's why you need to be in school.
You don't understand.
Is King Harris really about to trade the spotlight for a jail cell? T.I. and Tiny are in full meltdown mode after their son King Harris got himself arrested yet again, and this time the courts aren't cutting him any slack. Since this isn't his first run-in with the law, the system is ready to make an example out of him, and the talk on the street is that King could actually be staring down 5 years locked up. T.I. has always warned his son that if he kept walking this path, it wouldn't end well. He's seen too many young men throw away their lives, and he begged King not to follow that same road. But now, the reality is hitting different. If King ends up behind bars, he's going to be face to face with people in situations he's got no business being around, and that terrifies both T.I. and Tiny. Insiders say the couple is spiraling in real time, scrambling behind the scenes to pull strings and do whatever it takes to keep King from being swallowed up by the system. They know his whole future is on the line, especially now that he's a young father trying to build a name for himself. Meanwhile, social media is lit up. Some folks feel sorry for T.I. and Tiny, saying it's heartbreaking to see their son caught up like this. But others are colder with their takes, claiming King deserves it since he's always flashing like he's really about that street life, ignoring all the warnings his parents tried to give him. The truth is, anybody who's been paying attention to King Harris could see this coming a mile away. The signs were everywhere, and King seemed almost intentional about stacking up trouble, loudly claiming he's standing on business and living that street life before anything else. Remember that wild clip where he nearly squared up with his own father, T.Y.? The argument got heated after Tip called him out, saying he wasn't a real street figure and never had the rough life he pretends to rap about, especially since most of his childhood was spent safe and sound at his grandma's house. That moment exposed just how deep King wanted to prove himself, even if it meant disrespecting his pops on camera.
You're upset. You're mad.
You can't.
I know you. Ain't no mystery, man.
I know you though.
I know you
I know you. What's wrong with y'all? Why y'all doing that to me? Y'all know me. You know I stand on business. You know I stand on business. Why you even letting somebody play with me like that? Why you letting somebody play with me like that? Why you letting him play with me like that? Why you letting him play with me?
Joking.
No, ain't no joking. Ain't no joking. What do you mean?
You are embarrassing yourself and your family. You embarrassing yourself. You are embarrassing yourself. You are embarrassing yourself. Man, what is she talking about?
Get off me. Man, get off me.
Well, you can't do nothing with me. Ain't you can do with me.
And who could forget the Waffle House fiasco? King picked a pointless fight with the staff, who were just trying to do their jobs, acting like the rules didn't apply to him. That scene went viral for all the wrong reasons and had folks shaking their heads at how reckless he was becoming. It didn't stop there either. T.I. even had to publicly check King and Boozie's son, Tootie, after they flashed pieces in a music video. The set was covered with them, and to make it worse, insiders said there were other substances around too. Tip had to remind his son that there's nothing funny about it, because if law enforcement had shown up, that fun shoot could have instantly flipped into serious charges that nobody could laugh off.
Well, when you got drugs, it ain't any
I know that.
You got drugs. When y'all got drugs around those legal guns, they called it's not possession of a firearm and commission of a crime, sir. That is a felony.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You been around too there a lot, man. You gotta talk.
And now all of T.Y.'s warnings and fears might actually be playing out in real time. King's long slide into trouble with the law didn't just come out of nowhere. It's been brewing since October 2024 when things first took a serious turn. That night, King was pulling out of a gas station in his BMW when he nearly smashed straight into a police cruiser like he didn't even notice it sitting there. Officers instantly pulled him over, and from the moment they walked up to his car, it was downhill. They said the smell of weed hit them immediately, and if that wasn't enough, King also had a firearm on him, weed and a gun at the same time. Oh, it was already looking messy. The cops knew something was off, so they ran his info. That's when it got worse. He had an active warrant out of Pickens County for skipping court. Turns out, King had been charged way back in August 2022 for speeding, driving on a suspended license, and even driving under the influence. But instead of showing up like everyone else and dealing with it, he just ignored it, thinking nothing would ever touch him. For a while, he got away with it, but the system eventually came knocking. In no time, King found himself handcuffed and riding in the back of a squad car. He was booked into DeKalb County Jail before being shipped off to Pickens County once the warrant caught up to him. Just like that, the boy who had been out here flexing, shouting about standing on business, was now sitting in a cold jail cell.
Hey man, he said you guys are famous.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
What's your stage name so I can look you up?
King Harris.
King Harris?
You know T.I.?
Huh?
T.I.?
Who's that?
That's my father.
No, I know it. Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
On social media, people didn't hold back. They said he got exactly what he asked for. But for T.I. and Tiny, that's the part that cuts deepest. Even with all his mistakes, he's still their child. And watching him crash out like this feels like the nightmare they always feared. I had one simple wish for his son. Slow down, stay in school, and focus on building a real future. But King wanted none of that. Instead, he tried to fast forward life, diving headfirst into the things that caught his attention and claiming his career mattered more than anything else. From that moment on, his behavior only spiraled, each stunt louder, wilder, and more reckless than the last. When T.I. warned King that prison was a real possibility, it wasn't some cruel prophecy. He wasn't speaking it into existence. He was speaking as a father who had already walked down that same dangerous road. Tip knew the energy King was carrying because he carried it too, and it landed him behind bars back in his own youth. He didn't want to see history repeat itself with his son, but that's exactly the path King seems determined to follow.
Stop hitting me and getting in my comments, telling me what to tell King, okay? I know my son. Think I ain't spoke to my son? Think I ain't told my son, his mama, and his grandmamas, his ass going to prison. If you got to keep this up, his ass going to prison. Ain't no way around it. Ain't nothing I'm gonna be able to do about it. Can't nobody stop it but him. You know what I mean? I've already had the conversation. I've already made my peace with it.
T.I. and Tiny hoped that fatherhood would force King to mature. With a baby now looking up to him, they thought he'd slow down, get serious, and finally take accountability. But instead, the chaos only continued. To make matters worse, whispers from insiders claim his baby mama isn't helping the situation, allegedly saying she doesn't want to work or stress herself, and that having a baby meant T.I. and Tiny would step in to cover the load.
It don't work. Yeah, I think at this point of my life right now, no, I don't work. Like, I don't work, but I did want to get a job, but it's like y'all know me now, and I'm not the type of person, I'm not a friendly ass bitch, so like, you know what I'm saying, all of that, you know what I'm saying, seeing me at work and shit, you know what I'm saying, like, I really am not the talkative person, you know, so maybe like a bottle girl job, put me on to a bottle girl job, where, you know what I'm saying, it be loud in there, so I really don't have to talk to nobody for real, unless they buying a bottle or something.
Be a nurse? Nah, I don't want to be that. Not a nurse type of girl.
He'll be a brand ambassador. I mean, if some brands out there that want me to be an ambassador, then
That left fans speculating whether King is truly surrounded by people who want the best for him, or if he's stuck in a cycle where nobody's holding him accountable. Now, with a newborn in the picture, a baby mama refusing to work, and their son King staring down the harsh reality of what happens when you don't play life the right way, T.I. and Tiny are under more pressure than ever. Their household is a storm, and every move King makes seems to drag them deeper into the chaos. I may have been wild back in his younger days, but when he speaks to King now, you can feel the difference. He's speaking as a father who wants his child to avoid the same mistakes. Every lecture, every warning wasn't out of anger, but out of fear for where this road would lead. But the issue? King never wanted to hear it. He acted like he was above guidance, thinking he could dodge the rules and live untouchable. Now the tables are turning. With jail time on the horizon, King is about to experience the exact world his parents have been trying so hard to shield him from. And the internet has a lot to say. Some are cold, calling it a much-needed reality check. Others argue it might be the only way King finally wakes up and realizes what T.I. and Tiny have been preaching all along. Maybe this is what it'll take for King to actually respect his father's words, because up until now, listening to Tip has been the last thing on his mind. King has made it clear. He's gonna do what he wants, when he wants, no matter who tries to steer him straight. But now look where that attitude has landed him. His daddy can't swoop in and save him every single time, and missing court dates on top of everything else is the kind of mistake that only makes the hole deeper. Some folks online are saying jail might actually be the best thing for him right now. Tough love in the rawest form. Sometimes that cold cell and hard reality check are what it takes for a young man to realize the world doesn't bend to his will. Maybe, just maybe, when he comes out, he'll finally move smarter and carry himself differently. But others aren't so hopeful. Critics are ruthless, calling him reckless and saying his own father already told him and he still won't listen. One even said, this boy acting about as clueless as it gets, and maybe Clifford should let him sit there for a while so he can really think about the path he's on. The streets are watching and the judgment is loud. Will King finally take the hint or keep doubling down until it's too late? The internet wasted no time tearing into King Harris, and the memes have been brutal. Screenshots, old videos, and even past interviews are resurfacing as fans clown him for acting like he's untouchable, only to end up in the same system he swore he could dodge. Twitter timelines are lit up with clips of him flexing, talking about standing on business, now side by side with mugshots and headlines about his arrest. People are dragging up his infamous Waffle House fight, his arguments with T.I., and even shady IG lives where he bragged about not caring what anyone thinks. To the public, it feels like every one of those stunts built up to this moment, and now they're letting him have it. One viral comment read, King wanted the streets. Well, the streets came knocking. Another went even further, saying he had a silver spoon and still threw it away just to cosplay as a thug. The ridicule is non-stop, but not everyone is laughing. Some are pointing fingers at T.I. and Tiny, claiming they enabled King for too long, letting him act out without real consequences. Others argue that social media needs to chill, reminding people that King is still young and has time to grow, but their voices are drowned out by the dragging. Right now, King Harris isn't just battling the court system, he's battling public opinion, and that might be the harsher sentence. The real question, will he fold under the pressure of being the internet's punchline, or flip the script and finally show he's capable of growth? T.I. and Tiny's names are getting dragged right alongside their sons, and the family drama is boiling over. For years, they've branded themselves as a power couple, hip-hop royalty with the money, the fame, and the family hustle. But King's spiraling arrests are making all that shine look fake, and critics are quick to point it out. On social media, the comments are ruthless. People are questioning T.I.'s credibility as a father, saying he spent too much time trying to discipline other rappers' kids online while his own household was in chaos. Others are calling Tiny too soft, accusing her of spoiling King and never putting her foot down when it mattered most. One viral post bluntly said, they raised a kid who wanted the streets more than the legacy handed to him. The backlash is loud and it's aimed straight at the parents. Behind closed doors, insiders say the couple is stressed and fighting to protect what's left of their image. They know every headline about King chips away at the empire they built through TV shows, endorsements, and music. And with King now a father himself, the whispers are even harsher. People questioning how a family this famous can't keep their own son under control. T.I. and Tiny always tried to project unity, but right now their reputation is being shredded in real time. Every smile on Instagram, every staged family photo now feels like an act, and fans are calling them out for it. The big question is whether this family can hold it together while the world watches their dynasty crack in public. At this point, the Harris household feels less like a family empire and more like a soap opera playing out in real time. King Harris isn't just battling charges, he's battling a legacy that could crumble under the weight of scandal after scandal. What was once family goals has now turned into a cautionary tale of what happens when fame, money, and pride collide. T.I. warned his son for years, but now those words feel like prophecy. Tiny tried to protect the family image, but now she's being accused of shielding King from the consequences that might have saved him earlier. And King himself? He's stuck in the middle, refusing to listen, but finally facing the very world he swore he was ready for. The internet is calling it poetic justice. Others are calling it heartbreaking. But either way, everyone's watching this dynasty fall apart in front of the cameras. The truth is, this isn't just King's fight anymore. Every headline drags T.I. and Tiny deeper into the mud, and every mistake threatens the Harris name. The dynasty they built could either collapse completely or somehow come back stronger if King finally learns the lesson his parents couldn't teach him. The question now is simple. Will King Harris rise from this chaos, or will his downfall take the whole family brand with him? And trust me, this story is only getting messier. The industry's watching, the fans are locked in, and the Harris name will never be the same again. For the latest updates on King Harris, T.I., Tiny, and every scandal shaking hip-hop, don't sleep, don't scroll past. Keep it locked right here with BarzBuzz, because we'll keep giving you the raw truth the streets are talking about.